When installing a free VPN, sure, you may not be paying for the service with money, but you're likely to be paying with something else like your login information, activity log, ad clicks, and customer retention. No matter how much a company claims that their service is free with no strings attached, you have to wonder, how do they really make their money? And by getting you to use their service for free, merely providing them with your email address or activity log will be good enough for most of these companies to be compensated. Some VPNs will install adware on your device the moment you download the application. Other VPNs will sell your logged information to third-party companies for profit, so you should be careful of which VPNs you might be throwing onto your computer. With so many VPNs on the market, it's easy to download the wrong one and end up causing more harm than good. You could use a free VPN if you just want to quickly access your email on public Wi-Fi or do a private search without dishing out any cache. Or if you want to torrent something without getting a warning from your ISP. In this video, I'll present to you some of the best free VPNs I came across, so if at any point you'd like to check out pricing and discounts, you'll find all the links you need in the description down below. So as you may know, most free VPNs that are actually secure will not offer a full service for free, but either a limited time free trial or a limitation to the amount of accessible servers, speeds, or imposed bandwidth limits. These limitations will allow you to just be able to do a few small tasks and get a feel for the service so that it convinces you to buy a subscription. That is the purpose of a free version of a VPN after all. So the first recommendation would be ProtonVPN. Proton is actually one of the most popular VPNs, and they do offer a good service even for the free version. It actually has no bandwidth limits and a good set of features for a free VPN, such as a kill switch and split tunneling, but with only 3 countries available, including the States, Netherlands, and Japan, with 17 servers in total. ProtonVPN does very well in terms of privacy with an audited no-log policy, DNS leak protection, and 256-bit encryption with a 4096 RSA key on OpenVPN. ProtonVPN is definitely a well-respected provider and one of the best picks for a free and secure VPN that can also unblock the US, Netherlands, and Japan's Netflix libraries. Though keep in mind that the free version will have throttled speeds, so you may not be able to have the best streaming experience. Since it's a popular free VPN, you'll find that a lot of the servers are heavily loaded with over 90% capacity. So unblocking content is going to be very inconsistent, and they won't allow for peer-to-peer activities, so you won't be able to torrent with the free servers. But besides that, Proton will be your best option for security and privacy. My next recommendation would be WindScribe, and WindScribe is a very easy to use VPN that reliably unblocks Netflix despite being free. But of course, there's a 2 GB bandwidth limit, so you can't really watch much with that. Though you can extend that limit to 10 GB if you provide an email, and a tweet about the service will actually get you up to 15 GB. Now, WindScribe Premium is already a great VPN, and that definitely translates to the free version, including features. You'll get split tunneling and Robert, which is an advanced IP and DNS blocker, and it can be very useful. In the free version, it'll only block malware and ads, but the premium version will get you to block much more. You also get a lot of servers for a free VPN. 11 locations are available, including the UK, Hong Kong, Germany, Canada, Turkey, and 11 US cities. And they do claim to have a no-log policy, but no audits to show any evidence of their claim. But to be fair, there haven't been any controversies regarding their privacy policy. And at the end of the day, you can't really ask much of a free VPN. Though it does have solid encryption similar to ProtonVPN with 256-bit encryption, and the user interface is quite nice and compact, although a little bit cramped and will take some fiddling around with to figure out what all the buttons are for. I still do like the design. So all in all, I would say that this is a great VPN that unblocks streaming services and supports peer-to-peer activity even in its free version. And that's a pretty good deal for a free service. But it won't last long since it has a monthly bandwidth limit of 15 GB at best. Another handy VPN is TunnelBear. It's a reliable and secure option, especially since its acquisition by McAfee. TunnelBear puts a lot of effort into finding vulnerabilities in their system. They conduct annual audits done by security audit firms like Cure53, each year reevaluating their security to make sure that they're always on top of their highest security standards with a no-log policy and strong 256-bit encryption. While it provides excellent security and privacy, TunnelBear is unable to unblock any sort of streaming services. But for torrenting, while they may not have peer-to-peer specialized servers, I noticed that the speeds were actually pretty good. Much better than WindScribe, which seemed to somewhat throttle peer-to-peer activity. But you won't be able to get away with much downloading since the limit is at a monthly 500 megabytes. And I believe you can tweet about them and get an extra 1 gigabyte, but that's still very little. And generally, TunnelBear lacks any kind of customization. But they do have basic security features like VigilantBear, which is similar to a kill switch as it tries to keep your data secured while TunnelBear is reconnecting. And another feature called GhostBear, which obfuscates your data to make it look like any normal traffic. This is only useful in censorship-heavy countries where using a VPN might be illegal. But don't expect any features like changing protocols or split tunneling. So this will only be useful when you're trying to access your mail or bank information on a public Wi-Fi, for example. But what's cool about TunnelBear actually is that since the bandwidth limit is so tiny, they're not so worried about letting their free users access their full list of servers in all 34 countries, which again isn't so surprising considering the limit. And finally, Hotspot Shield, which is probably one of the best picks for a free VPN, with a 500 megabytes per day limit, which is honestly one of the more generous limits amongst free VPNs. Hotspot Shield will only allow free users to access one United States server with throttled speed, though it's fast enough to let you torrent, but it won't allow you to unblock streaming services since Hotspot Shield don't have that on offer with the free version. Though they will give you access to some features like a handy speed test tool, a smart VPN feature which lets you pick which apps or websites you'd like to have bypass the VPN connection, a choice of 2 protocols, as well as a kill switch. That's a pretty good set of features for a free VPN. Though while Hotspot Shield is secure and they've had audits in the past to address vulnerabilities, which is great. In the privacy policy, you can see that Hotspot Shield does log quite a few things about users, including real IP addresses and traffic logs in some instances. So if you're looking for absolute anonymity, Hotspot Shield may not do it for you. Though besides this, Hotspot Shield is actually great since they do have strong encryption and there's no history of any security breaches. So if you do appreciate their transparency with their privacy policy and would like to take their word for it, then this is definitely one of the best available free VPNs. So to quickly recap, ProtonVPN has no bandwidth limit. So it will be your best choice if you never want to spend a dime on a VPN, but has overloaded servers. WindScribe unblocks streaming services, but you'll have to deal with the limits. TunnelBear will give you access to all of their servers and is very secure, but lacks any kind of customization while focusing on ease of use. So it'll only be useful for quickly accessing your bank information or emails. And Hotspot Shield is a great choice if you want something a bit faster than ProtonVPN, but don't mind the logging policy. So these are my 4 recommendations for free VPNs. Now, if you're watching this video, you probably don't want to spend any cash on VPNs, but you might run into a wall with so many limitations on these VPNs. And you don't want to use a random VPN that claims to be truly free but could hurt your PC or collect your information to sell it. So if you ever get annoyed with these limitations and you actually want to get yourself a VPN that could do it all, great speed, no bandwidth limits, lots of servers at your disposal, streaming and torrenting capabilities, as well as a full set of security and convenience features, then definitely check out my top 3 VPNs video, which will accommodate to all kinds of budgets. Whether you want a cheap VPN that gets the job done or a premium VPN that tops the industry in performance and security. Whatever you decide to do, I'll include all the links to all the VPNs that I mentioned today in the description down below, as well as my top 3 VPNs video. Other than that, if you enjoyed the video or learned something, please like and subscribe. It'll really help us out. And feel free to ask me anything in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.